shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. And first and foremost, I want to apologize. Yes, that was me. I cursed. I am so sorry. That won't happen again. That was a one-off. I was pissed off at the treatment of Greeny. I thought Greeny had built up enough cachet inside this ecosystem, inside this community, that his words wouldn't be taken like, he wouldn't be cast as this individual that didn't care, because that's not him. So I just was really pissed off that sometimes people's kindness is taken for weakness. And it just sucks that, Greeny was a target of a salacious, if you will, disrespectful, how would you say, depiction of himself, with saying words that I know that he didn't say, right? I would vouch for the guy on that merit. So anyway, we have a couple of stuff coming up. We do have some Nintendo stuff. If you're into Nintendo, I do have some new Nintendo news for you. And hey, man, you might love it. You might hate it. But also, let's all play together, right? What? Xbox ain't the only one saying? And we caught Sony's hand in the cookie jar. Red-handed. No. As the great Matumbo would say, no, Sony. No, Sony. Rest in peace, the great Matumbo. He did one last block before he left. Blessings. Now, I don't know how to feel about this one, because I heard that Unknown 9 Awakening is out, but I also heard bad things about it. So I don't know if it's good or if it's not. And, I really don't trust Metacritic, but I do trust you guys. So if anybody got a chance to play, please let me know. So it says, a summary, Unknown Awakening launches today on Xbox Series X and X and Xbox One. The team weighs in on working on Inayah Charlotte weird name. And Haruna's Power. Explore the larger universe of Unknown 9 and in new adventures premiering next week. So basically, this is the cinematic trailer of the game. And I remember this game, I forgot where we saw it from first, right? So your mission is to help the heroine avenge the death of her mentor, Rakita, and uncover a long lost knowledge that clouds safeguard humanity's future. I don't know, to be honest with you. The cinematic trailer was okay. Does it give me in DEI vibes? I don't know, because I don't want to throw that on everything now, that everything is all sweet baby inked out just because it's a overpowered female character. Right. So I don't want to throw everything that has to do with feminism. That's what sucks nowadays. Right. Because nowadays we look at a game, and if it has a female protagonist, and mainly it's male adversaries, you tend to say, oh, no, this is that feminism crap. Because, all right, so I'm not going to do this over here, yell out woke. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to call it for what it is. So a lot of dudes like to use woke, and woke is not the case. It's, either it's feminism or it's just not. So I'm not going to call it that. The trailer does look interesting, in which her powers is like body shifting powers. I don't know. Here's the game in action. So yeah, this is what I had saw before, right? So she was able to jump in a body real quick, and they have like a limited amount of movements in that body, and then she can come back to her body, and she's left with fighting this guy last, right? So I don't know. Here's another one. When she rolls up on the guy, oh, she yanks his spirit out and hits him. So there's no physical contact, I guess. So you can do a stealth, or you can fight it out, or you can do a combination approach to it. They say explore exotic locations. I'm gonna say, being that it's tied to the Xbox One, that's the reason why it looks so rudimentary to me. It looks very oldish, if you will. And I guess, that's reflective of the 3 stars it has right now. I don't know. Please let me know if anybody's interested. Honestly, this looks like a game they could have put inside Game Pass to get more eyes on it. I don't know. And I don't know if it was like worth the Game Pass look, because this month is pretty stacked, Well, the PlayStation 5 Pro and the PlayStation 5 base, now it's going to be a lot of comparisons that's going around to see if you can see the differences to make you say this is something that you want to purchase or not. So Alan Wake 2 is the first recipient of this week, I believe. And it's going to be an enhanced type of thing. You're going to either have to have a leap of faith, because I don't think you're going to see anything that's going to foster any type of confidence in seeing this stuff. I haven't seen anything yet that showed me supreme confidence in purchasing. Now, it's subtle details that maybe you won't see, or maybe you will see when you're playing the game.
Oh, I can't see. I can't see. What's the matter? I got my eyes closed.
Me personally, I always took a look-see, because I know the compression technology that goes along with YouTube. And I also understand that, particularly when it comes to certain games, as far as frame rate and certain fidelities, if they're that close, you're going to say to yourself, I don't see the difference. And I see that conversation going around a lot. I don't see the difference. I don't understand. Me personally, I purchase mid-gen refreshes, and I particularly am interested in this mid-gen refresh only for the simple fact that I believe this would be their last console. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. We're going to run it up on these bums. And with that being said, I'm going to support, right? And it's not from a lack of support it will be their last console. I think we are fastly and vastly approaching the apex of cloud streaming and delivery once AI is implemented in the sectors in which I know that they're going to be implemented in. So it's a real challenging thing to tell people that hardware will be available. Now, maybe hardware will be available at some point for those things, but I think this console is robust enough to be able to facilitate streaming technology to the point where it's going to be imperceivable of any latency. Is that a good thing? A bad thing? We don't know. But with Wi-Fi, they're using the latest in Wi-Fi technology. I think they're using like Wi-Fi 8. So with that being said, it's kind of future-proofing itself to the point where it makes it viable for it to just sustain its way that way. You really have to think about it in that way, and don't get all, butthurt by what I say. I know it sucks because a lot of people do want hardware. So if you do want hardware, go out and buy this. Don't tell me, oh, I'm waiting for the PlayStation 6. That's idiotic and stupid. Just go get a PlayStation 5 Pro, right? Like, I don't get a lot of people logic in fighting the hashtag no PlayStation 6. It's stupid. But I was told, King, they didn't transfer over. Bungie directors of staff transitioned to Sony as part of the post-layoff integration support PlayStation Live service push. Bungie began its integration with Sony following a second round of layoffs. Key staff and directors transitioned to Sony to support PlayStation Live service initiatives and Bungie projects. In the past year, Bungie has seen a significant amount of internal changes, having gone through 2 rounds of layoff that has impacted hundreds of employees. The first round of cuts came in October 2023, impacting around 8% of the company. Fast forward to July 2024, CEO Pete Parsons announced a second round of layoffs affecting 220 staff members. In a blog post, Parsons shared that the company was working closely with the parent company, Sony Interactive, to help soften the blow. We're depending on our integration into Sony Interactive, working to integrate 155 of our roles, roughly 12%, into SIE over the next few quarters, Parsons stated. Bungie's integration with PlayStation is now 3 months later, and the effect of integration is becoming more apparent. Since October 2024, several Bungie employees have announced their move to Sony, and as of now, some of the departments impacted by the staff include marketing, HR, IT, and production. These transitions from Bungie to Sony will continue to support Bungie's projects while also supporting other PlayStation studios. 2 prominent Bungie directors have also made their move to Sony. Adam Glogrower, previously director of Total Rewards at Bungie, announced his new role as director of Total Rewards over at Sony Interactive Entertainment. Similarly, Josh Joseph Bywald, marketing art director of Bungie, has joined Sony PlayStation as art director. While now part of Sony, Bywald will still play a crucial role in supporting Bungie's work on Destiny and upcoming marathon projects. This isn't the first time Bungie leadership has transitioned to Sony. Before the announcement, the second round of layoffs, former CTO Louis Villages and managing director Jeremy Rich revealed that they were joining Sony Interactive Entertainment while they were continuing supporting Bungie as well as other PlayStation studios. Like I said, they've been fully absorbed into the Borg, which is Sony. And what else is new news? PlayStation tried to secure the exclusivity of this anticipated game, but the developers refused for this reason. Reports that Pearl Abyss decided to self-publish Crimson Desert because they believe it to be more profitable. Exclusivity in the video game industry is a thorny, complex topic that always sparks debate to specialized forums. Once again, it became a talking point after reports surfaced that PlayStation allegedly attempted to sign and prevent the highly anticipated Crimson Desert from launching on Microsoft's ecosystem. You notice how it's always Microsoft that they're targeting because they understand exactly who the boogeyman is. And these dudes do things that is harmful to gaming. If you don't see it now and you're going to say, man, it's just competition, then let it be true. Then let Microsoft do what they do. You don't think Microsoft has way more money that they can spread around and to lock games up than to do games like that? But that is not the gaming way. Right? The gaming way has always been let your games come out on both platforms and the best version wins. That's just very simple. That's just how it is. And Sony's been playing this dirty little game for a very long time and getting away with it. And people are saying now that when people, hitch their wagon to them, i.e. Square and a couple of other companies, these games don't sell and they're limited in their reach and it's not helping them in the end, It helps Sony to gain the zeitgeist, but it doesn't help the company at all. Oh, it's worth remembering that Crimson Desert is an action RPG developed by Pearl Abyss, the South Korean studio responsible for the successful MMO Black Desert Online. It's a single-player experience first announced. All right, hold on. It's a single-player experience first announced in 2020, though the game release remains unknown. Mid to last year, the report suggested that Sony wanted to form an exclusivity partnership with South Korean studios, and Pearl Abyss, along with its project, was supposed to be on the list. At the time, it stated that the game would be multi-platform with special content on PlayStation. And, you know, that was like nix, you know. They didn't want to have that done. And I respect them. This is huge. You know, they wanted to get some temporary exclusivity, preventing it to launch on Xbox for a period of time. And they outright refused.
How about new, you crazy Dutch bastard?
You know, and it's great, you know, because people already know that Sony signed a temporary signage with Game Science to have Black Myth Wukong don't launch on the Xbox. But hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying, right? And these dudes cheat all the time, so I guess they're always trying. All right, so the new patch of the Unreal Engine 5 is out. Is Unreal Engine 5.4. And it gives you a more efficient usage of your GPU and your CPU, which I feel is necessary with these current gen consoles. Now, we do know that they're using NVIDIA's hardware. So DLSS FG is being used at the further right one, the one that's above me right here. So you can see the utilization of the hardware and the ray tracing reflections. It's a little bit smoother. You can see more in the draw distance. It's negligible, right? But it's more efficient and less taxing on your CPU, which we know that a lot of these games are CPU bound. We do need that push right now to help fix that, to change that, to make it a little bit easier when it comes to playing these games and having these games rendered on our console. So this is like 5.0 running for the first time cold, in the cold shader cache. This is 5.4 running for the first time. And you see the drop down into the character. And I'm going to tell you, you won't be able to see that much of a difference here. You'll see a little bit of the frame rate being better. You won't see as much stuff as you think. You know, like I said, this is for tech heads and tech geeks. The Unreal Engine 5.4, the Matrix Awakens comparison video highlights a 40% CPU performance increase over the 5.0. That's almost a 50% leap. And that's huge. You know, no one should tell you that's not huge. But this current gen hardware that we have right now, as far as the PlayStation 5 and the and the Xbox Series X and S consoles, are dependent upon Unreal living up to its promises. Because if it doesn't live up to its promises, these consoles is going to be hamstrung, because a lot of these games utilizes this engine. All right. Who saw this coming? I didn't see this coming. But Nintendo's Alarmo. Now they're doing a review. I saw this thing. It says charming yet frustrating. So let's they gave it an 80 out of the expert score of 100. The pros: adorable design, fun alarm options, helpful sleep sounds, motion sensing makes getting up fun. Okay. The cons: expensive, limited selection of themes, difficult Wi-Fi setup, no companion app, useless sleep tracking. Okay, so I saw somebody use it, and I guess it's cool if you have a little one. Me personally, I would love to get this for my grandson. I would love to. I would definitely love to. It looks so cute. It has so many little options. It makes nice noises. It's just a cute little theme. Like, it goes with the room. And who's it for? Well, I don't think it's for an adult, right? I think it's for somebody who doesn't have a cell phone, who doesn't have other options that are free to utilize wake up apps, alarms, right? Because I have an alarm on my phone that I don't pay anything for, that I can customize unlimitedly, right? With any sounds or whatever. If I want a Nintendo sounds, I can do so. Does it have motion sensing? Not that I know of, but listen, you have to look at who you're getting for, what you want to do with it, and why is it there? Is it an expensive item? Yes, it is. That's Nintendo's whole shtick. Make something expensive that you really don't need to make you think that you really want it. Okay, cool. But if price was an option, you wouldn't be looking here. So with that being said, I really would say that Alarmo is cool. Know who you're getting it for. It comes out at a perfect time where it's going to be readily available, and you can pick that up and, purchase that for your grandkid or, for your little one. It's a perfect gift for holidays, and it's really good if you're a Nintendo fan. And dare I say, if you're the discernible Nintendo connoisseur, if you will, and you're mature, vintage, if you like, and Nintendo has been a staple in your life, well, here's another thing that can make your Nintendo dreams come true. Could you imagine you just came from the Nintendo theme park and this there is here, so you keep the good times rolling? I'm just saying. Nintendo has been a staple in your life. And what makes you want to stop now, right? It's cute. It's adorable. It's all Nintendo. But again, it's expensive. A limited selection of things, which I feel that will grow over time. The difficult Wi-Fi setup is typical Nintendo, right? And no companion app. Okay, so you can't pop out your phone and just work with it. You have to work with the unit within itself. And that's smart. That's smart on Nintendo's part. But I also know that it doesn't come with a plug-in wall adapter. You need to have that. So you have to buy that separately. It does come with the USB cable out. That's it. So it comes with the unit and the USB cable. So you have to get the wall plug-in for the USB. So that's about it. But $100? Do you got it to throw it away? Or is it an investment? If you're a Nintendo 64 dude like myself, then you really need to open your eyes up for this here. Analogue 3D. It's called the Analogue 3D, and it goes up for pre-order today. It's a reimagining of the Nintendo 64, and it's at 4K resolution. Wow. The sheer nose tingles he said he got was just crazy. It isn't an emulator. If you know Nintendo, there's absolutely no way that'll fly. Instead, Analogue uses what is called field programmable gate arrays chips to run the original Nintendo 64 games cartridges, but upscale to Ultra HD resolution. This does, of course, mean you need to have the game cartridges to play, and this could be the single biggest hurdle with this console. Nintendo discontinued the Nintendo 64 in 2002. So that's been decades since any good games have been made for it. And there is still millions of cartridges laying around people's homes. But you need to be savvy enough to find a seller in order to obtain such classic as GoldenEye 64. Stuff ain't cheap. But if this is something that you want, and I'm telling you, it looks really cool. It looks really nice. This is something that, again, if you're a Nintendo connoisseur, you have to understand the realm that you're playing in. This is not a cheap realm. This is a realm where you're going to have to get your hands dirty. This is what it's going to be. And I truly expect those people that want a Nintendo 64 4K is gonna, throw that money up. Right now, I'm getting a PlayStation 5 Pro. And if I was going to get anything else, I damn sure wouldn't be a Nintendo 64, old school, upscaler joint. I would probably wait for the Switch too, which will probably make this obsolete by having a Nintendo 64 eShop, So, but don't let that discourage you. The price isn't bad, for $249. I mean, come on. That's not bad. You can't beat that with a baseball bat. You just buy it. It's something to have. And I wish they did this to more vintage consoles, like a Dreamcast or something like that. I really do. I thought the Dreamcast was probably the best, most solidly built console ever made, in my opinion. Something that piqued my interest. Let's check it.
Inayah, Life After Gods, is our upcoming Metroidvania-style action platforming game set in a wonderfully detailed frame-by-frame 2D animated world. In battle, our heroine Inayah uses double blades, a flail, and her gauntlets. Each weapon has its own moveset and skills, allowing for different playstyles. At the same time, these weapons are also used when platforming. You can switch between weapons at any time when you have them unlocked. This gives Inayah several options and alternative routes for overcoming the challenges in the game. The heroine can be customized using amulets and a skill tree. Essentially, you can create your own character build. Our story tells of Inayah's search for her lost tribe. She is accompanied by Sputnik, a small upgradable drone that helps our warrior. The decisions within the story influence its course and can lead to different endings.
But King, they don't market. Shut the hell up.
Good morning, Call of Duty! This is an official announcement of the brilliant marketing team. They're off playing Black Ops 6, and they deserve it.
That's Aaron and the team.
I'll be running the show. Oh, yes. It's me, the replacer. Now, let's get to work. Hold it there. That's good. Hands up.
Let's go. Shout out to Nixus. They my heart. Let's get it, man. Nixus, I told you they were the most important acquisition under Jim Ryan to seal a deal to the hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know what we're going to do? We're going to run it up on these bumps. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. Yeah, I'm going to buy this, and I'm going to play this on what? My high-powered PC is the definitive edition. Why not do that, right? Y'all give me the ability to use my DualSense, so hey, let it go, baby. Let it go. I also heard that there's no DLC ever coming out for this. Absolute zero, nada, bupkis is done, son. Yeah, be greater together with the PC. Haha, yeah. Well, you guys know for a fact, I can't put the music for this up, but Romancing Saga 2 is about to pop out, Revenge of the Seven. RPG fans, we're having a renaissance when it comes to fighting, when it comes to action games, but most importantly, we're having a renaissance when it comes to RPGs. Both old and new, franchises that have spanned decades are making their way back to the forefront and into the arms of waiting gamers. As a gamer who has played the Romancing Saga and played the first one, the second one leaves me with a level of intrigue and mystery that I am eagerly awaiting. Now, I do have a backlog of games that I must get into and I must play, and I must delve into them. But at the same time, I'd be remiss to tell you, if you don't have a backlog, if you don't have an outstanding list of RPGs that you must sink your teeth into, and I don't tell you that one game coming out will definitely whet your palate, if not satiate your appetite, Romancing Saga 2 is something that I think any RPG head who has a clear calendar at this point, the moment this game releases, without hesitation, partake. This is a great title. It's a great series. Beautiful turn-based RPG, which will make you enjoy. Look at how you're able to set your characters up in different formations going into battle, letting you know who's a physical attacker, who's a healer, who's a this, who's a that. The world always looks fantastic, but look at this now. This is what we are, and this is where we at. And I can't even begin to tell you how envious I am of new gamers that are gaming now, just recently started, and you are at this level of fidelity, because that allows you to partake years, if not decades to come. So enjoy. I always thought that Romance in the Saga was really cool and really well told. Felt like a novella to me. That's a soap opera. If you're American and not Hispanic, but truly good stuff. Check it out. Let me know what you think when you get a chance to play it. Let me know if you played the first Romance in Saga, if you ascended to the throne, if you was the king, stuff like that. Let me know what you did. All right. This the channel. This is where we at.
Hands on me, boy. I definitely
Make it happen.
on everything I love.
King David IOP.
How about
Get the kid to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Hit that follow.
where's my car at? Alright,
Yo,
so I know that dude is down in there.
100%.
Block the entrance.
Fight
I'm
Nights
gonna
is
use Captain
here
America to work his magic.
on the Twitch. Let's go. Well, kind of light on news today, right? Of course. We're getting into what would be seen as great gaming coming up. All right. Holiday seasons, people coming back from Comic-Con, which I was at Comic-Con. I had fun. Met Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom is cool. Shout out to Dr. Doom. Was probably the best outfit there, the best cosplay there, especially Darth Vader. It was between Doom and Vader, which was really dope. So anybody got a chance to see those pictures that I put up with Doom and Vader, let me know down at the bottom. It was dopeness. But again, we saw Sony hand in the cookie jar. We caught them. This is what they do. This is what they're about. They're about locking off, and they're not for the gamer. They're not for the community. They're just out for self. And I just get so sick and tired that you guys acknowledge it, you see it, but y'all don't say anything about it, right? And it's just like, okay. You don't want to call a spade a spade. You want it to be how it's going to be. Cool. When it happens, we're going to run it up on them bumps. But at the same time, you see Sony going over to PC and they're dropping off older game, Spider-Man 2, which didn't sell as much as they wanted to. But regardless of what, they was putting it on the PC anyway. The most disheartening thing that comes with that Spider-Man is the fact that there's no DLC. The fact that they nixed the multiplayer is like they didn't want to invest further into the game. No DLC when the first one had 3 patches of large DLC content. Real good stuff. And we don't receive that same treatment. And I just felt that within itself was just mean-spirited, right? Honestly, to me. I'm like, damn, really? Because that DLC for the Spider-Man was dopeness, the first one. And I don't get that same level of care with this. I don't know what's going on over there, man. Y'all dudes don't really realize it, but I witness it. I pay attention to everything. But there are some games over there that, if you're enticed to play it, go do it. For me, not really. But Xbox and their marketing of Call of Duty, man, you can't act like you don't know where it's going and how it's going to be played. You can't act like you don't know that it's going to be inside Game Pass. You can't act like you don't know Xbox is running the show. You can't act like it's not everywhere. I think this is going to be the most highly successful Call of Duty to release. I'm just saying. Well, this is the part in the video. If you liked anything that you saw here, well, please, please, please. Oh, I got in a package. And let's see what that package is. Well, it's a t-shirt from my good friend, Everborn Saga. Saw him at Comic-Con. And, you know, I supported his comic book push. And I brought the highest tier, which came with this wonderful t-shirt. So, if you see that there, yes, I'll be wearing that t-shirt this weekend on Iron Lord's podcast in support of my brethren, Everborn Saga. Yes, yes, yes. So I'm gonna take this logo and I'm gonna throw it around my PlayStation 5i. It finally showed up today, so I'm going to be streaming Astrobot right after this on the Twitch channel. That's King David ILP at Twitch. That's King David ILP at Twitch. So you can see me finish up Astrobot. And I got a couple of games over there that I do got to finish up. But yeah, I'm just going to be hooking up my cameras to my consoles and streaming from there. And when I'm at my PC, I'll do the same thing. But you guys saw I was playing Fortnite for like 4 hours the other day and had Back from the Dead and a couple other people in there. But hey, man, we got some wins. We had some fun. So, yo, listen, I'm going to throw the logo around them. And remember what I say. I know you do it. We know you do it. But for the people that don't know, and I got to let you know, try to play the Game Pass.